She, Markle, added, "We finished the engagement, we get in the car and they say, there's been a fire at the residence. There's been a fire in the baby's room. Who exactly are they?" The toxic twosome would have been protected by a team of protection officers. It is inconceivable that a member of the royal family, Archie, would have been left at a hotel or housing complex in the middle of rural Kenya with no protection except his nanny. This protection officer would have been in touch with officers accompanying the desperate duo, and any threat or danger to Archie would have been transmitted to them immediately. The protection officers would not have withheld information that their son was in danger until the official engagement was over and they got back into the car. This story has got more holes in it than Swiss cheese and can most generously be described as some of Markle's subjective feelings rather than objective truth. The Duchess of Sussex's long-awaited Spotify podcast was released on Tuesday, with the first episode featuring tennis legend and friend of the Duchess, Serena Williams. The project with the streaming service was announced back in 2020. Coinciding with the podcast launch, the Duke and Duchess's official Archul website has been remodeled to promote the release. Take action. Indeed we shall. Let Meghan Markle know how much she is despised for her lies, despised for using people and not having a truthful nor sincere bone in her body. Why, oh why, doesn't QE2, or her advisors, cut loose these two idiots? Olive branches notwithstanding, Meghan wants to go the full 12 rounds and Harry doesn't have enough smarts to comprehend what's going on. Before what is left of the monarchy's integrity is finally dragged through the mud by these ingrates, get rid of them, hook, line, and sinker. The new collaboration with the streaming giant now takes pride of place on the webpage, alongside a black and white picture of Meghan. Just beneath a link to the Archetypes podcast, a call of action greets visitors to the site beneath the Duchess's new project. It reads, "On Archetypes, you've listened to others tell their stories, now, Archul Foundation is encouraging you to share your experience with archetypes, learn how they impact our lives, and take action." The site then links to charities and organizations affiliated with the brand, with information on how to donate or become involved in their work. The Archetypes podcast, hosted by Meghan, is the first product of the audio branch of the couple's Archul brand. Promotional material ahead of the podcast launch described how it would aim to investigate the labels that try to hold women back. We all know Harry would have been in a rage if that had actually occurred. She wouldn't have continued with the tour, we know that too from her behavior. The kid wasn't in any danger, but of course, everything's been exaggerated and dragged up for publicity. Press blackout on those two, please. In a teaser clip, Meghan added, "I'll have conversations with women who know all too well how these typecasts shape our narratives." She continued, "And I'll talk to historians to understand how we even got here in the first place." Speaking with Serena Williams in the first episode, the pair discussed topics ranging from motherhood to the connotations of ambition in women, compared with men. Hands up anyone who believes the story about Archie's bedroom catching on fire? Daytime temperatures in the region of Africa the toxic twosome visited in September would average around the mid-20s centigrade and nighttime temperatures would be in the mid-teens at least. There would be absolutely no need for a room to be heated in this region at this time of year. Another example of Markle's subjective feelings rather than objective fact? Definitely. The episode is entitled, "The Misconception of Ambition." In the episode, Meghan recounts an incident during her and Prince Harry's trip to South Africa back in 2019. The couple had brought their son, Archie, who was a newborn at the time, on the tour. She revealed on the podcast that young Archie's bedroom had caught on fire as the Duke and Duchess were away on a royal engagement nearby. "I actually sent them a message on their website, was respectful, and told them the story of my wife. I also told them to stop using their royal titles as they live in America and in America we have no such titles. But they will not listen because they could care less about stories like my wife's. Because it goes against their woke and racist agenda." She recalled, "The moment we landed, we had to drop Archie off at this housing unit that they had us staying in. He was going to get ready to go down for his nap. We immediately went to an official engagement in this township called Nyanga, and there was this moment where I'm standing on a tree stump and I'm giving this speech to women and girls." She added, "We finished the engagement, we get in the car and they say, 'There's been a fire at the residence. There's been a fire in the baby's room.' We get back, and our amazing nanny Lauren is in floods of tears. She was supposed to put Archie down for his nap and she just said, 'You know what? Let me just go get a snack downstairs.'" She added, "In that amount of time that she went downstairs, the heater in the nursery caught on fire. There was no smoke detector. Someone happened to just smell smoke down the hallway, went in, fire extinguisher. He was supposed to be sleeping in there. Why wasn't the baby sleeping in his parents' room?" From everything Harry's wife has said, she made out that she and H were getting up in the night. She inferred she was breastfeeding, so why was the baby not in their bedroom? Or wasn't the foregoing true? Yawn, "They are both of no relevance and of no interest at all," says my next door neighbor. Meanwhile my friend's granny stayed up to watch/listen to the podcast or whatever it was and promptly fell asleep. Meanwhile, I saw Finding Freedom in a local charity shop a long while back at £4, then every few months we would see the price reduce and took a massive dip when they came back from the US and were boot. Can't remember exact price when I last looked in the window, but it was 70p or something like that, maybe less, we'll have to check. Still unsold. This is to be the fourth or fifth noticeable Meghan-based article published within the past 24 hours. Clearly, there are a few Harkles-obsessed superfans for editors who like them are also out of touch with the public. Time to boycott all Harkles-related content. That'll show them. Well, dear readers, Meghan wants us all to take action, and we're directed to charities and organizations waiting for us to open our wallets and donate. Beware of these two grifters who register their companies in Delaware where company accounts do not have to be made public. Who'd have thought it? Had a long message to her and Harry on Facebook and I couldn't get rid of it for an absolute age. I am not wanting her to take over my Facebook page when I want to talk to Wide Brother. Not interested in her lies and life. Indeed. As a female, I always made the same salary as a man and more if a commission was involved. Markle was 35 and desperate. She was going nowhere fast in America and came to England for who knows what reason. By the time a background check was done it was too late. She already had him where she wanted him, and you know what I mean. Yes, take action to donate so that Harkles can take 95% of your donation and then choose who the 5% goes to. Far better to donate to a cause you choose via a charity you have researched and know is above board. Now, our Jewel Foundation is encouraging you to share your experience with archetypes, learn how they impact our lives, and take action. Is she able to articulate how this works, exactly? What action, other than blowing air, has she or is she taking? Perhaps the real RF members can share their experience with her, state how she negatively impacted their lives, and share how they have taken action by ignoring her attempts to reconnect. Yup, I'm beginning to feel encouraged.